This is exciting. I guess I'm the only one that's going to read my speech. Well, thank you, Dean. I certainly do appreciate that, and I'd like to thank Ever Dobson for his vision and desire to create the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame, and thanks also to Golf Oklahoma and all the board members and committee members for all their time, hard work to make this a reality. I must say I was extremely excited and honored to be picked to be in the inaugural class of the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame. As with most success stories, there are very many key people that have helped me and inspired me along the way throughout my career. And I really owe to all these people a tremendous amount of gratitude. First of all, I think I'd like to talk about my parents a minute. They were always there to lend me support, and no matter what the need was. In fact, they put me through 4 years of college down at East Central, and then 4 years of optometry school in Memphis at Southern College of Optometry. And to do this was an extreme challenge for them monetarily. It was kind of funny. In my graduation from optometry school, I said to them, I really appreciate what you've done, but I'm going to try the PGA Tour. And after putting me through 8 years of school, and my dad said, let me get this straight. We put you through all this college and all this education, and you're going to go try the PGA Tour. And I said, yep, that's right. He said, well, shaking his head kind of, but he said, okay, we're going to try it and see what happens there. In Wewoka, they built a golf course around 1950. It wasn't a famed Perry Maxwell course, unfortunately, but at the same time, it was a great addition for the little town of Wewoka. My dad started practicing and playing golf at the late age of about 40. And so he was excited about golf, and he was always there to give me a lot of advice, it seemed like. He wasn't a real long player, but he was a very excellent wedge player. And so I was out one day hitting wedge shots, about 50-yard wedge shots to my shag bag there, my golf bag. And I was hitting them left, right, short, long, just about all sorts of places. And he said, I guess he just got frustrated watching me do this because he was so good. And so he said, let me have that club. And I said, okay. And so I gave it to him, and he took the club, and as it would be, he hit the first shot right in the middle of the bag. So he said, now, as he handed it back to me, he said, now do it like that. And I said, well, wouldn't you like to hit another one? One's great, but he said, no. I said, I've done as good as I can do, and besides, it looks like you need the practice. My dad, he pushed me a lot through that. He was always encouraging me, but at the same time, he really wanted me to play and practice as much as I could. It was probably more than I needed to, but it was always in my best interest, and I certainly did appreciate that, especially later in life. He helped me so much in that regard that to make me go out and practice a little bit when I really wanted to do something else, probably. I was fortunate that my parents were able to attend a lot of our tournaments. They got to see a lot of the tournaments and even some international events. But it was a shame to me that they didn't get to see any of my Champions Tour career, which actually was probably a lot better overall in the win categories for sure than I played on the regular tour. The next person that I owe a lot of credit to is Ernie Vossler, and probably a lot of you in this room know Ernie. He was very influential in the community, and especially with Landmark Golf and all the courses and stuff that he did. But he was the one that I went to early on. In fact, he was, the head professional at Quail Creek, and my dad really thought that I needed to have some lessons in golf in the mid '60s, and he thought that Ernie was probably the logical choice for that. So he called Ernie and got a lesson and scheduled with him, and so I went up there, and as you might expect, after the lesson, Ernie decided that I needed some irons with a little stiffer shafts, and so he was very excited about selling us a set at that time. But anyway, those irons were the main reason, I guess. When I qualified on the tour in '73 school, I was still using those irons, so I guess he knew what he was talking about. Our relationship with Ernie, my relationship with Ernie, grew a lot as I was on tour after that. He was probably the main person that I used for lessons and to help me. He molded my golf swing and shaped my golf swing for most of my career, really, all the way through from the '60s through my regular tour career and my championship tour career. So he was very instrumental in that effect. His complete understanding of the mechanics of the golf swing and his ability to convey this knowledge was so precisely was just more. It was invaluable, I should say, to me. He unselfishly spent many hours. Like I'd call him from tournaments, or we'd work on the greens or on the fairways, on the practice tees, and he was always able to be there for me a lot, and I really appreciate that. He passed away in I think February of '13, and it was a real tragedy for me at that time, because I relied on him so much for one thing, and he was so good to me throughout all the years. That was a real sad occurrence when he did pass away. I guess the next person I really need to talk to is or people, I should say, my family. My wife Janine and our daughters Molly, Maggie, and Melanie. They were very instrumental in helping me throughout the time. We have lugged suitcases and golf clubs. Kids, at one time we had 3 strollers and 3 car seats as we traveled on the tour. And so we've taken these carry-on bags, and we even had a cat named Claude one time that traveled with us for about 20 years until he passed away too. And we had a lot of experiences with him. We always had to try to get him on the airplane. And we had this little carrier that only had wire on one side, so we'd always try to turn it so the stewardess couldn't see us coming on the plane. But occasionally we got caught and had to pay for it, and that was really a but anyway, I missed anniversaries and birthdays and music and dance recitals, tennis tournaments, carpooling and homework and just all sorts of things by playing the tour. They have waited for me endless hours at my various courses that we played while I practiced hard and long and trying to fix that balky putting stroke or that slice so that I might make another birdie somewhere down the line. They have allowed me to pursue this career, which has given us an opportunity to see a lot of places and do a lot of things that we would never have been able to do without golf. We've traveled all over the world. It's a great opportunity that we had. Golf has given us, but at the same time, there's a lot of disappointments from that. Throughout it all, the good times and the bad times, my family has been extremely supportive of all this stuff. I'd like to say how much I appreciate them and thank them for their love, understanding, and support that they have given me throughout the years. Our travels have taken us to a lot of really nice places. where we could have lived, but we always enjoy coming back to Oklahoma because there's kind of no place like home. Golf is the greatest game. It can be played by all ages and all skill levels. You learn honesty, integrity, patience, respect, humility, and the joy of winning and the agony of defeat. You meet people from all walks of life, and you make friendships that last a lifetime. I must say it's been an incredible evening for us here tonight, and I'd like to say again what a privilege and an honor it is to be inducted into our inaugural class of the Golf Hall of Fame. I would like to congratulate all the inductees on their accomplishment, and in the 21 ladies from the Women's Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame for graciously joining the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the evening.
Thank you, Gil. Well done. You got your Gil.